Hello, it's good to see you again on Eyewitness Report. This week's edition of the program will focus on property and development issues in Ogombo and Taro-llegbun communities in Lagos State and how the state government is working towards averting any form of unrest by the aggrieved residents. We have this and more for you in a moment. I am Yomi Otaigu. What will be your reaction when you're suddenly asked to leave a home you toiled to build for whatever reason? Well, that's the situation residents of Taro-llegbun community in Lekki local council development area of Lagos State are now dealing with. They've been living in fear over alleged plans by the state government to take over the area.
At least 5,000 people from different ethnic groups inhabit Taro-llegbun, a quiet community sitting on a land area of over 174,000 acres along the Lekki-Epe Expressway. It's one of the fast-developing villages in Lekki, with new houses and other properties springing up daily. These seeming physical developments are not unconnected to the fact that Taro-llegbun is situated in an area that's becoming one of the most sought-after locations for real estate developers and other investors. However, the fear that these houses will be demolished anytime soon engulfs the residents of Taro-llegbun community. In the course of regularizing their status as landowners, an order of eviction came up. Their disapproval to the decision of the Lagos state government on the planned takeover of the land, they embark on another protest to draw public attention. Despite several petitions and recent protests to the State House of Assembly, they seem not to be satisfied with responses received.
The government of recent time brought us a demolition letter that they want to take over the land and the property if within 7 days, if you are not coming out with the property with our document. We also believe that for recent time we have been approached government to give us a title of this land, which the process is ongoing. But we also surprised that the other sets of agents of government brought demolition letter, so we were what this all about. So that's why we cry to Alausa, which we know that governor of this state is our father. And if we have a problem, we cannot meet any other person except our father. So when we rush to him and he calmed us down that definitely that he's going to look into that matter. And that's the process we are now.
Some residents may be facing worse situation of being evicted for the second time. SAHEED, who just relocated from a neighboring village, Kaitoro, to Taro-llegbun after his house was demolished and the land taken over by the state government.
On the February 8th, when these people came to my place at Kaitoro Phase 2, they came there to demolish our house without no notice around 3 o'clock in the morning. My house is about almost 7 million. It's a room safe I put there, 2-bedroom, standard. Almost 6 million to 7 million. The demolish is. Now I'm still paying again to still start again. So I don't want them to come here again, where I'm just trying to sleep, wake up. What we heard from there is that we are rebuying the place again, which I have to pay again.
That's what they told you?
That is what they told me, 500,000 for one plot again, which I've already paid.
Over there?
Over there again. And they are telling us that by October, they are going to carve the place for us. Everybody that has a land there, they are going to carve a place for them, their land for them. Because we heard that developers have bought that place. So inside here, among maybe 600 acres that we have there, they are giving us just 218 plots to share among ourselves.
Although the 7-day eviction notice has since expired, the removal notices on some houses by the Lagos State Building Control Agency adds to the fear of forceful eviction, more so that the regularization of their land titles is being delayed.
Lagos State Building Control Agency, they are the one that brought the demolition letter. Though initially NTDA also brought their own, which we also went to them, and they all told us that the action, they will stay action. And while the process for document to release title to the land is ongoing. So we don't know what next we need to do than to cry to the government. We are struggling not to fight with the government. We are pleading with them to give us a title of this land so that we can settle, our family can settle. And I can tell you that we are taxpayer. And I tell you this, the property we have now is the only thing that we have in our lives. If the last property is taken away, where will you go? Where will you go? So that's why we are fighting and we're pleading the government to release this land for us.
Government not bring my house, so my daughter, we buy this land for me, don't die you. We don't dey here over 35 years, so we dey here. All this fruit, now they just say they help myself.
Most of the residents are retirees like Mr. Dabo Emmanuel, who deployed his savings over the years to buy a piece of land and put up a 3-bedroom apartment. He possesses the receipts for the purchased land, deed of assignment, a survey and layout plan.
When I was trying to possess this place, I interviewed the surveyor. He said there is one original survey plan that will come from Alausa, and I said that is the one I wanted. So it was given to me. I paid 150,000 naira, and that is they said that is the original copy.
Who did you pay to?
To the surveyor. Yes, to the surveyor. So I have it here. This is it. So all of a sudden I saw, when I went to church in the evening, I came. My daughter came outside and said, "Daddy, who has designed this place?" I said, "What type of design is that?" So when I got there, I discovered remover. This is my last hope. For now, I retired on the 3rd of September 2019. I'm yet to be paid any benefit. So I have nothing. It's only the government that is still owing me. I have nothing to collect again from the government except my entitlement, and yet to be given. So this is my last hope, myself and my family. So we are pleading and we are begging the government, even our amiable governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, to please rethink and give honor to God by releasing this land for us. So we don't want them to demolish our house, and we don't want them to send us packing unexpectedly. So God will continue to bless him and move his government forward.
The origin and ownership of the land is further explained by the traditional head of the community, SAHEED BALOGUN.
I'm part of the family that sold land to them. Not only one family. Family here are up to 6 or 7, I can see, that own land here. And everybody has their own clients. Our grandfather settled here at the year 1814. Since then, we did not know whether this place belonged to government or anything. But in 2006, when government was about to claim the other side of the road for PAU, they called Pan-African University. They called all the 13 families owning that land that they wanted to allocate that place to PAU. And after then, all this side will be freed for us. And we are going to have relocation to any other places that the government will provide. But since then, we did not hear anything from them. The only thing we see, about 3 years ago, suddenly we see some people from Alausa came to our settlement here, begins to mark houses. We near them, what for? They said this place is government land. We said government land, government has acquired the other side of the place for Pan-Africa. Eleganza too have acquired part of the land through Lagos State government. Where are we going?
Okay, when you sold the lands to them, did you complain? Do you explain to your clients or the people coming here that these lands are free?
No. What we observed at the beginning is that all this area belongs to Agric, and that from that Agric may be changed to residential. That is our belief by then. On that belief, we stand to sell land for them. And they too, they went to Alausa, they made it that it's agric, but can be changed to residential. But just of a sudden, where we are hearing industrial, we've not heard that before. We've not heard anything about industrial before. If not, people will not buy safe. If they made industrial on the survey, they will not pay. But now they've paid, they've established, they've developed their area. So government should consider us. We are appealing to them.
Okay, can you tell us specifically what government wants to use the land for?
You cannot see. You cannot see. Only what we see is demolition papers coming all around the fences. So we don't know their purpose.
Investigation reveals that none of the aggrieved residents has the certificate of occupancy and building plan approval in their possession. Reacting to the allegations, the General Manager of the Lagos State New Town Development Authority, Mr. OLAKUNLE John, says the land is committed to Iberekodo and Kaitoro New Town Development schemes. There may be a soft landing for all parties.
I knew they have written to House of Assembly. They have informed me and they have even called me on the matter. Likewise to all other places. But as I've said, in view of the appeal and the level of development, demolition may not take place. But they agreed that they occupy an illegal parcels of land. And the land belongs to Lagos State governments. And the area is part of our schemes. My advice that they should conduct themselves properly and be patient. That is what we told them the other time. That they don't attack government officers. There are some areas we go and do our marking like that, and they attack our officers. There is a little bit of reported cases of attack. But when I go there, I told them that so far you knew that you are occupying a government land, you are here illegally, although you may be claiming that you have been here for over 10 years, that you need to conduct yourself properly, that you need to write a letter to appropriate quarters, as well as follow it up and be patient.
After speaking with the Lagos New Town Development Authority, NTDA, we attempted to get the position of the Lagos State Building Control Agency, which carried out the removal markings, but its officials refused to speak on camera. However, an official of the agency who spoke off camera said the action was taken on the directive of the NTDA. Besides the problem of authenticating their land documents, residents of Taro-llegbun are also facing infrastructure challenge. Most of the public amenities on ground are outcome of self-help community and individual efforts to make the environment habitable.
Since government is not yet ready to help us, we need to help ourselves. So we have spent up almost 8 million naira, approximately 8 million naira on electrification. You can see many posts. If you count posts here, you see like about 350 posts that we have erected. Now there are still some that we have not even connect wire to them. So a Aboru project, every year, annually, we always embark on grading. Then last year during COVID-19, if I should remember vividly, last year from May to June, before the rain, we carry out an mechanized drainage system, which we hired excavators, payloaders, and graders as well to embark on that project, and we spent about 3.5 million. We have embarked on many projects. Even if I should talk about major entrance to our community, before our able governor now award Ekpe Road, construction of Ekpe Road now, we have spent a lot of money on that entrance to make sure we construct that entrance for easy flow of cars, both in and out. So I'm using this medium to plead to our able governor, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, to please listen to our suffering, listen to us, so that we know all our investment will not go in vain.
I'm a widow, my Lord, Governor, help me, I borrow not for money. Not for money, I borrow to build, I'm a widow.
The position of the Lagos State New Town Development Authority may come as a relief to residents of Taro-llegbun, but until the regularization of their properties is complete, the apprehensions may be far from over.
Welcome back. While the residents of Taro-llegbun are sorting out land ownership issues, allottees of Lekki Scheme 2 are protesting the neglect of their estate after over 2 decades of its establishment. The Lagos State Site and Services Scheme in Ogombo is supposed to have an 11 kVA power substation, a water reservoir, a fire station, and other facilities which unfortunately have not been deployed.
The Lekki Scheme 2, established by the Lagos State Government in 1996, located on the Ogombo axis of Lagos State, occupies 514 hectares of land. It was designed to cater to the housing needs of Lagosians who were desirous of a quiet and serene environment. The scheme was fitted with a water reservoir, an 11 kVA power substation, fire station, police station, and more. For the subscribers, it was the perfect treat that never got off the ground. This compound, which houses the 11 kVA substation, is in a deplorable state, and the equipment provided, which were never deployed, are either abandoned or vandalized.
It has been a very big problem for not only me, all allottees and residents of Lekki Scheme 2. Power has been virtually absent. As you can see, we have a substation here, this 11 kVA injection substation dedicated to Lekki Scheme 2 to provide power for allottees and residents. This substation was part of the design, and you can see it on ground, but unfortunately, not for one day has this substation provided any form of power to the scheme. We were aware when we read in the newspapers then that the contract for this substation had been awarded, and the contract period was for 12 months. If I reckon very well, this probably was about 15 years ago. Today, the substation is lying waste, abandoned, vandalized. The result is that the allottees and residents of Lekki Scheme 2 are suffering absence of power in the scheme. The result has been very telling. Financially, the economics of all households in this scheme have been adversely affected. Families have to spend scarce resources to buy either petrol or diesel for alternative power supply.
There are over 150 roads servicing the scheme, with only 65 constructed. Some of them are already dilapidated.
The network of roads are so bad that there's so much traffic in the morning, during the rush hours, and in the evening as well, right? So you could take as long as 35-40 minutes just to be able to get out of the estate to get to Abraham Adesanya. Sometimes, because of that, people have to pass this route through Ogombo, to be able to get onto Ilaje and then go through under the Aja bridge. And that already takes about 40 minutes of your time before you even start your journey to Lekki Phase 1 or VI or wherever you are going to. God help you if you are going to the mainland. It's a 3-hour journey every day. All we just require are the basic amenities, simple infrastructure, repair the roads, make things easy for the people.
So also is the state of the water reservoir and the fire station.
When we first came in here and sited our office in this area, we were happy to see a fire station. But then one day there was a fire incident, and we saw on the estate group, the scheme group, people were shouting, there are no fire trucks here, they've had to go and get one from Lekki Phase 1. I'm thinking, what is going on here? And it turns out that it appears there are no fire trucks here. There's really nothing. So if we have a fire in the estate, which is extremely, extremely dangerous, of course, as we know, there's really no infrastructure. So we have the body but there's nothing much seemingly going on. And that's the situation right now. And we're actually calling, this is dangerous. We need to be prepared. We cannot wait when disaster happens. We'll say, God doesn't plan things that way. God does not work that way. He expects us to be prepared. And it is time we said enough. We need a better country. We need a better place. We need to be better prepared to handle these kinds of things. So we want the fire station to be what it needs to be.
A water distribution system that has never functioned at all. There are no pipes, so life is just generally miserable for us here.
There are still a number of undeveloped plots which have been taken over by squatters. This is creating security and environmental concerns for them.
There's still insecurity all about because we have all kinds of people who squat here because there are so many empty plots, and they just come and build shanties and we don't know them. One of the negative aspects of that is that they don't have no sanitary systems. They live where they build their shanties, they defecate there, they bath there, they do whatever. And that's not healthy for the community.
All they want now is the attention of the Lagos State government.
We need light in Lekki too. My fridge don't go. I don't tire. I don't even get food for house. The generator don't tear here. I beg, make we light up Lekki too.
They pay capital development levy to the New Town Development Agency, the Lagos State agency responsible for its administration.
For some time now, it's as if the government has neglected us. We've written series of letters to successive governors, all the way from Asiwaju, Bola Tinubu, Fashola, and Abode. We've written dozens of letters. All the ministries were also aware. We're trying to at least create an awareness. We are living here, we pay our taxes.
The general manager of NTDA, OLAKUNLE, blames paucity of funds amongst other issues as factors that impede the development of the scheme. He explains what befell the abandoned 11 kVA substation and plans to resuscitate it.
That substation has been developed as far back as the year 2000. But as at that time, there's a little building, I think 1 or 2 buildings there. The allotee does not come in. Now, the substation that you are seeing is not fully developed. It's not fully developed. Because we're supposed to install about 3 transformers, only 1 transformer that you can see there. But it's a little bit vandalized. There was a problem of connection to the feeder in Ajah that time. That one stalled the project. And we want to resolve the issue now to connect to the feeder designated for Lekki Peninsula Scheme 2 and Fairmount Garden.
He also speaks on the micro water scheme.
In 2019, we invited Water Corporation, but it seems to us that they are not ready to take over the place. Now, we want to discuss properly with Mr. Governor that this particular micro water scheme is in this place, though completed then, but some machines are getting rotten, some pipe are not functioning very well again, cannot be used again, the tanks is there. Then we now find a way to progress in connecting that particular water supply to individual buildings. You see, it will involve a lot of funds, which we need to plan very well to rehabilitate. There is a building, there are some pipe there, and every other thing is there. But there is going to be a proper rehabilitation of that particular micro water schemes.
While applauding the relationship that currently exists between his agency and the allottees, he asks for patience.
I'm just telling them, with the rapport that we have, with the friendship that is going on, we can do a lot. This will exercise patience.
Those who bought into the scheme have waited for years to enjoy basic amenities, which ordinarily should not be the case. And according to them, one more promise broken could further erode the existing faith they still have in the government.
Let's remind you that stories reported on this platform are follow-ups from pictures and videos sent to our Eyewitness portal. Our Eyewitness reporters display the responsibility of being a part of development in their areas. So you can be a part of this train by simply taking pictures and videos of what's happening around you. Then visit our Eyewitness portal via the Channels TV app and post the images. You can download the app from the various app stores online. Let's quickly see the shots sent in for the week.
We begin this segment of the program with a video from Aboru in Lagos State. It shows a network of roads leading to Iyana-Ipaja flooded after a heavy rainfall. The Eyewitness reporter says for years it has been a harrowing experience for residents connecting Aboru to Iyana-Ipaja, and that the Lagos State government has not responded to several letters of complaints. The reporter, through this medium, is appealing to the Lagos State government to come to their aid by reconstructing the roads to make them motorable.
People should come to our aid though. Some thugs came in here today with police officers and said they've taken possession of Akobi Crescent though.
In the next video, houses on Akobi Crescent in Surulere, Lagos State, are marked with the description, possession taken. According to the reporter, this is the outcome of a raid carried out by about 150 unidentified men, accompanied by 30 police officers in the early hours of Friday, July 9. They also ordered the occupiers of the property to leave within 5 days.
Thank you for sharing those images with us. We look forward to more. That's the show for this week. Thanks for watching. I am Yomi Otaibe.